Hi, well, let's have a little bit of a talk about silver. Now, I've talked about gold a few times in the last couple of months, and somebody asked me about silver, so here we go. I'm going to give you my top 5 reasons for investing in silver now. And I say investing, I don't say investing in gold, because as far as I'm concerned, gold is not an investment, it's a backup. It's the ultimate backup if things go pear-shaped. It's always been money, it always will be money, regardless of what Bernanke said when he was a member of the Fed. Recently, he's turned around and admitted that gold is money and you ought to buy some. So, I'm talking about not paper silver, for reasons which will become apparent very shortly, but metal, and specifically about coins. Now, here we've got, have I got it the right way up even? Here we've got an American Eagle. I didn't have it the right way up, there we go. And that is a 1 ounce silver coin. And that's what you ought to be buying, really. Not well, you can buy bars if you want, but you're then stuck with one of these points, the same place as your gold. So let's go through these points, one after the other. The first is that silver has more industrial uses than gold, and it's used in bigger quantities. Now, those uses tend to destroy the metal because of the way silver is, and it is not often recovered, except when used in photographic applications, and those uses, as you know, are going down because of the lack of physical film being used and the fact that there's more digital cameras. Even in the movie world, they're going digital, so there we go. But there's still one hell of a lot of industrial uses. Now, the Chinese electronics industry uses over 20 million ounces of silver per year. Bang, gone, out of the market. And if they can't get hold of it, they tend to go a little bit mad. And they will buy, not quite at any price, because, okay, in your phone or your TV remote control or whatever, there is a very small amount of silver, but it has to be there. And because it's a small amount, they can afford to pay one hell of a lot more than the $18 or $19 an ounce that silver is at the moment. So silver is constantly disappearing from the world in quite large quantities, and there's not really that much being mined. Usually silver is mined as a byproduct of other metals, so they can turn mining on and off at the flick of a switch. It's just whether they process the waste a bit to extract the silver or whether they don't bother. Now, the second thing really is that silver is a much smaller market than gold. Now, the silver market is around about $20 billion a year, which sounds huge, but compared to gold it's nothing. But the silver paper market is 250 times that size, which tells you something. It tells you that the paper's not really worth anything, and it's pretty much madness. The silver paper market is 5 trillion, but the silver physical market is only 20 billion, and this compares to a gold physical market of around 60 to 70 billion. It's very difficult to estimate because some of the sales with gold are secret because it is money, and countries tend to like to accumulate it. Well, countries that know what they're doing tend to like to accumulate it. Other countries like the UK sell it at $400 an ounce. At the worst time to sell gold ever, really. But My point about it being a smaller market is it is much easier to crash. If everyone went out and bought one single one of these, if everyone bought one of these, then the price of silver would go through the roof. And people are buying silver. I mean, several times the US Mint has actually run out of minted silver coins. So it's happening slowly, but we could make it happen quickly if everyone rushed out and bought some silver. And there's a lot of, if you look at silver dollar, silver shield is a good thing to search for on YouTube if you want to find some videos about exactly this. Now the third thing is how much silver is likely to go up and how quickly. Well, historically, the ratio between gold price and silver price has varied for years and years. I mean, you're talking hundreds of years, between 11.1 at the lowest and 16.1 at the highest. That means that historically silver usually has been around 1/16 the price of gold. If anyone wants to calculate what the ratio is today, it's 74 to 1. Yeah, 74 to 1. That means that if the market in silver tightens, as over time I believe it must do, then at the current price you're looking at a 16 to 1 ratio at around $73 an ounce. That's its potential in, I'd say, the 3 to 5 year term. And that's why I buy silver as an investment. Now, that's at the current price of gold. Now, everyone is predicting that the gold price is going to shoot up, and it may well do so very shortly, especially if the Swiss turn round and say yes to their gold referendum that's coming up. See my video on that. Then in that case, the price of silver could go up as high as $312 per ounce. Now I say dollars per ounce because that's how it's normally quoted. It doesn't necessarily mean the dollar's going to be worth the same. You have to bear this in mind, that saying $312 in 3 years, if there's huge hyperinflation, then that might be exactly the same as saying $18 today. Unlikely, but it could be. But it's better than having those $18 in 3 to 5 years' time. So buy silver. The fourth reason is that it's cheaper than gold. Now you can afford, most people can afford to go out once a month and buy between 1 and 4 of these. And guess what? It's not an expenditure that's so high you have to break the bank. You don't have to, like gold. If you want to buy an ounce of gold, it's like, you know, over $1,000. You're going to have to ask the wife. It's like, you know, hello darling, can I buy some gold this month and put it in a drawer and let it do nothing, or do you want to go on holiday? I know what she's going to say to that. But spending $18 on silver or $20 on silver is not something you necessarily need her to know about. You're putting something away for your family's future should the worst happen. And the final reason is that because there's a lower per coin cost and the coins are readily identifiable, and after a short while everyone would know what one of these things looks like, then should the shit really hit the fan, you do need to have silver as well as gold, because not everyone is going to be accepting gold, and if they do accept gold, they're either going to be not giving any change, loaf of bread for your half ounce of gold, or they're going to be giving change in silver anyway, if they have it. So silver is a very, very good thing to have around should the shit totally hit the fan and money collapses, money goes away. Then silver coins, well, ideal thing to have. And to give you an idea, the Romans got their sums roughly right, I think. They used to reckon 1/10 of an ounce of silver, which was a silver denarius, was a day's pay for the average man. Now if you look around the developing world, people are being paid $1.50 to $2, which is about 1/10 of one of these. So the real cost of this 1 ounce coin is 10 times what it is now, about $180, and I think that's about right. So anyway, I hope you found this video really informative and enjoyable. Please like, please share, and please subscribe. Thank you very much.